sorry if that sounds aggressive, but he seems very confused in the jungle. He's never where he needs to be. He never places wards on objectives he needs to take.
He did say that mid lane is boring, and it is boring.
I have a preference, man. I love mid lane.
You love mid lane. Mid lane's pretty boring. Tell you the
Solo
truth,
lanes are kind of boring.
solo lanes in general are super boring.
For the first few minutes.
The thing is,
boring.
you can affect the game
Oh,
more.
Bard, Lance, and ult. Oh, and Orianna ult's a little too early. That's a dead Azir.
As a dead Exer, and his disengage didn't matter because they did re-engage.
They're so chanky, this tower dive, it doesn't even matter. Shen...
It won't be
Took like-
game here, but it doesn't look very good for winning. They're going to lose this middle tower. I don't think blue team will be able to push into Nexus just yet.
No, but I think this is game over for
This is really
Alani.
big.
I think this is going to be a 2-0. I'm sorry, I know I'm calling it early, but at this point there's almost no potential for them to come back. I don't understand why Aloni banned Gragas to pick Rek'Sai.
The salt, though. Drew is super salty that
I'm not salty, I just don't know what they're doing. First game was a lot of mistakes on both sides, and Aloni completely threw. Next game, they had a really bad pick and ban phase, and then on top of that...
So for future reference, Steven, if you're still on the stream, give the players a 30-minute leeway between games. It
Not
lets
30
them
minutes.
talk.
They don't need 30
No, not 30, 15 minutes.
Yeah, but players need time. This is a complete understanding of this.
The thing is, snowballing is super prevalent in games.
Yeah.
And so if you give them like 10 minutes just to talk it out.
They can understand what they need to do better.
Yeah. So like the next time you schedule a game, Steven, just like give them like a 10-minute leeway between games. It'd be super good. So then it's not just a one-way snowball. But back to the game. So blue side's playing really well right now, and I think
I honestly,
this is game here.
this is game. I honestly believe that maybe Aloni was a little tilted. I feel like they had a bad pick and ban phase. They had a really bad level 1. They didn't get any passive wards enough in their jungle.
So I did hear from the. So yeah, I mean, I feel like they should have had their mid laner stay mid. I like that portal through our Nexus though.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
pretty good portal.
Shen almost died.
Gotta eat tower shots, man. Gotta eat like the. But anyways, sorry, I keep getting distracted when
all
I'm trying to
good.
explain things.
They're just looking for kills. Alright, GG 2-0. Whatever this college's name is.
Cobra Command. Essentially,
Yes, Cobra Command, that's it.
They have GI Joes have lost to Cobra Command. It's game over. Anyways, so Aloni wasn't playing badly, but they do have this problem where if they're behind, they don't know how to come back. They needed to play. Rek'Sai was playing really aggressively, super aggressively, and you don't want to play that aggressive back if you're losing that hard. If you get ganked at red buff, you want to try and like soak lane. Like, even though it makes the lane lose a little bit harder, lanes have an easier time gaining that experience back than the jungle does. You have to steal at least like 1 or 2 creeps from each lane. Like, it'll put them behind by like 1 or 2 farms, yes. But at least your jungle isn't completely negated. You know what I mean? Like, because like Rek'Sai was playing neutered. It wasn't very fun.
Well, to be fair, Rek'Sai, not the strongest of junglers right now. He's not bad. Rek'Sai, his passive, I'm going to say it, and people hate when I say this, but Diamond Elo players do not know how to use Rek'Sai as a jungler.
So yeah, you had to do that bronze level.
I'm not
Rek'Sai
talking
play.
trash about Diamond players. I'm just saying Rek'Sai is one of those junglers who, if you want to use him to his full potential, especially in a competitive game,
You have to play Diamond.
You have to understand completely how to play, and you don't really see that unless you're watching like a professional CS game.
Like bronze 1 play.
Again,
You gotta play with that bronze
Again,
5 play.
blue team, they got the perfect picks. They got Lee Sin, who's a god tier jungler right now, and they got Elise, who's a Elise tier, which is better than god tier. Aloni got Olaf, who's a tier 3, 2, 4 jungler. He's one of the lowest rated junglers you can possibly pick right now. He's way better at top lane. Picking him jungler was just a huge mistake. And then they picked Rek'Sai, who is a somewhat higher up tier, but honestly not that great. They banned Gragas and Soraka both games. A huge mistake. I feel like they should have prioritized bans on something a little different. If your jungler doesn't know how to play jungler and you're planning to play Rek'Sai, ban Lee Sin, ban Elise. Those two have to go away, and then you can focus on something else.
Yeah.
And then again, Aloni just had a really bad early level 1. The level 1 trade from bot side was really bad on Aloni's side.
It was an even trade. I feel like that wasn't the main problem.
No, it wasn't an even trade. They could have won harder. Tristana needed to use her heal immediately once she hit around 30-40% HP, so that way, in case he uses his Ignite, you don't have to sacrifice your heal. You're only getting 0.5% at that point. And Tristana could have lived. Even if Thresh gets the kill, Tristana gets to be in lane. She gets to get farm. She gets to get experience points. All that did was that set Tristana back and Ashe back. And Ashe actually has a stronger early laning phase compared to Tristana. Tristana's a late game monster, but Tristana can't get to late game if she falls behind. It's a lot harder.
Yeah, but I feel like that top, the red buff gank was what won them the game. They put it put jungle and top lane down. And top lane is super effective because they run teleport.
Yeah.
They can affect the game. So top lane is an island, but it's an island that has a chance to affect other lanes. And with Gnar being so behind, Shen could leave lane to help out other lanes while Gnar had to sit basically top lane.
He has 2 teleports too, so he's pretty much...
Yeah, Shen has 2 teleports as
globally
well.
dominant.
I think
No matter what.
I think the Azir was a good pick. They played it both games.
It was a good pick,
But-
but it didn't quite.
I feel like don't pick something because it's strong. Pick something because you're comfortable on it.
He's not a
again.
bad Azir
No.
player.
I just want to point out something. Kai'Sa, or however you pronounce his name,
Kaiser.
went from top lane to jungle to mid. These lane swaps ultimately are punishing Aloni more than they are giving him. The first role swap where their top laner switched to their jungler and their jungler went top lane was a perfect lane swap. Those games they had were the most dominant I've seen Aloni have. They were decisive. They had wards
I
down.
really liked Kai'Sa in jungle because he actually wards as a jungler.
He was a phenomenal Lee Sin player. He warded well. He knew how to do control the jungle. Their ex mid laner who's currently jungling, I don't care if this sounds aggressive. He does not know how to jungle, and don't take it as aggressive because I don't know how to jungle to save my life.
Their jungle swap in the top lane though was top notch.
Yes.
You are an amazing top laner.
Swap back.
Muffins.
Ultimately, swap back. That doesn't make sense.
Like your top lane play in comparison to your jungle play is.
If you watch any Aloni game, you'll see that their mid laner hard carries the game. With that roster swap, not the roster swap, sorry, the lane swap,
that roster swap,
it screwed them over entirely.
Top kick.
It was not beneficial.
You heard it from here. Your roster's getting swapped.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch him play mid lane, he's a phenomenal mid laner. I know he says it's a boring lane, but his last hits, he has generally the highest farm in the entire game. His mechanics are really strong. He wards mid lane. He doesn't get freely ganked. And then he's just really strong in the 1v1.
Webcam.
No.
Why not? It's end of stream.
Yeah, but
We can webcam.
we have no person telling us to...
We should webcam anyways.
There's 20 people listening to us.
Who wants the webcams? Who wants the webcams?
Webcams. I don't know. I'm going to check damage right now.
Are we gonna have a
Look at that
Shen,
Bard damage. Though.
highest.
Bard literally beat everyone but Gnar in damage. that Bard. So Bard's ganks were amazing, actually. If you go back and watch his ganks,
he roamed really well.
super good at roaming. Like surprisingly, like holy crap, Proist brought.
So honestly,
So much global presence.
what I want to see from Aloni next game is I want them to take a step back, figure out if they're going to keep this lane swap, this roster, however they're doing it. They need to do a little more practicing. They need to pick more power picks to their jungler. Their jungler's mechanically super strong. Don't give him Rek'Sai. He's a hard carry. Give him Nidalee. Give him Diana jungle, like power picks.
Diana Jungle's actually super.
It's
fun.
so strong right now. Like
Um,
she's better mid laner, I personally believe, but she's a really strong. She just does so much damage. But on top of that, like,
well, with
give
Diana
him
Jungle, you have to
Elise.
steal kills from
Yeah,
people.
but make him learn Elise. People don't like.
See, look, we have somebody saying
I know,
webcams.
and he does a
It's
great
webcam.
gas in face. But no, the first game they let Elise go through. That was. Oh, The first game they lost just because of pick ban
You,
phase.
you can just hear the salt in Drew's voice right now. Just so
I am
much salt.
salty. I don't know. I
You
studied.
see what happens
Yes.
when you try to teach the. This is what happens when you're the streamer and the shoutcaster is the person coaching the varsity team.
I'm not coaching the varsity.
What are you doing then?
I'm coaching junior varsity.
But what are you doing for like?
I've
varsity?
talked to varsity.
That's it.
Yeah, I told them they need to freeze waves, but
Well, whatever then.
yeah. I warned them though. I said, do not switch your jungler to mid laner, but it's all good.
I told you so.
I told you so. No, but again,
Webcams, come on, we got
he
people
picked
wanting the
Rek'Sai, and then who was the oh yeah, Olaf. The Olaf jungle.
Olaf worked. For
No,
them, is the
it
thing.
worked for them. Here's the thing, though. It worked because the other college played very poorly that game. The first game, Aloni actually played considerably better than the enemy team. The issue is Aloni waited out, and when they could have ended, they didn't, and then the enemy team was able to come back.
Yeah.
Olaf jungle is not strong. He's so much... So why Olaf actually popped up, interesting fact, why Olaf actually popped up is you use his passive to dominate, take towers, early game, blah, blah, blah. When you put him in jungle, it doesn't work out. St. Vicious even said it.
Now, get out of here, Hardy. You were the same person from earlier
Yeah, man.
that told us to end stream. Practically a factory.
What do you mean share? I don't know. Okay, fine. Whatever.